running back and nearly had the ball picked.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Prescott now. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Here's 3rd and 7. Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 8. Mims in motion left. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Given 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And that is no good. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
83 yards rushing for him now to this point. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Herbert. He'll air this one out for Mims. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in the second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Let's go, let's go.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Able to connect with Mims. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Herbert now. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. On the out route, he finds Johnston. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 2nd down, Eckler. Room here to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Up the middle with Eckler. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Herbert changing things up. On 2nd and 7. Herbert over the middle, caught by Mims. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Davion Taylor there to bring him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and give it instead to Eckler. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Eckler will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4 fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, it's Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the 1st down.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 95 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. Once more, here's Eckler. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll try the right side with Ggfl. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Renfrow, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Extra point try now from Dicker. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the... And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So problems there on the return. Very costly. Not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Second and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw taken in there by Cooks. And he'll be stopped right there at the 31. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
2nd down and 4. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Pollard will take it up the gut, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And just like that, it's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. And tackling the almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays. Harder to move it.
Third and short yardage. Prescott. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down. They needed 3. They got 6. Plenty enough for the conversion on fourth. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free.
That one's incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Cowboys on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. On play action, Prescott. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. So that, a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
The Charger drive about to get going. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the...
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Renfrow, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They need a touchdown, the two-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
Out to his left. And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Here's Prescott. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move.
No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence and playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now a toss, running left, Ggfl. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. 1st down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try to pick up the first with Ggfl. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here's 1st and 10. Now Dak. Able to find Gallup. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One last shot now for Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to be incomplete. Well, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. What a game we were treated to in this one. And then on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their